So winter is definitely on the way. It got down to -3 degrees last night here on the Isle of Skye. But the reason I'm looking at the radar today is because we're pointing our nose at the snowstorm hitting the east of Scotland. And that means heading back to the Cairngorms, and we just need to decide whether we go the Aviemore side or the Glenshee side. So I'm keeping a close look at the radar and yeah, expecting a serious dump of snow. It just goes to show you, by getting off the beaten path, that there's just so much more to Skye than the usual tourist hotspots. So that's it. As one chapter closes, the next one begins. We're back on mainland and it's time to find some snow. So we're not far from the Skye Bridge, and I've just been doing my research, looking at all the weather models, the Met Office. I've even gone to like all the different AIs. Some of them are contradicting themselves, but ultimately it's looking like the Aviemore side is our best bet. So let's commit to that and head there tomorrow, and then we'll wait it out for the following day when it looks like there could be a serious dump of snow. We're just about to get some dinner on, and we're still loving our new air fryer, and I'll let Tracy tell you all about that because she's been super excited about this.
So let me introduce you to my new favourite little thing in the kitchen. I absolutely love this oven. We always had the air fryer, which was fantastic, don't get me wrong, but living in the van, sometimes you just miss an oven. It's the ease of just being able to know what you're cooking, how you're cooking it. So this little thing, I cannot rave higher enough.
Right then, so just a boring travel day, getting some groceries as well. We're nearly at the Cairngorms National Park and we should get there just before sunset. It's quite interesting, obviously we're going up in elevation already, but I thought we might have seen some snow on the mountain peak so far, but we haven't seen any yet. But after the next couple of days, there definitely should be. Literally, as soon as I finished recording that last section, we went round the next bend and all we could see is snow-covered mountains. So yeah, super excited to get up there now. I'm really interested to find out whether we're going to be the only idiots driving up there today with the snow forecast, but always good to have some other snow chasers around us. So these are the snow gates, and we have actually been here before when they've closed them on us, so you can find yourselves up the mountain and they shut the road. So I don't think there's going to be that much snow, but you never know. So we've made it to our spot, and what a view from up here. It's about 550 meters of elevation and it was 0.5 degrees when we arrived. So I'm interested to see how cold it gets overnight. I don't think the snow's due to arrive until the morning, but well, anything can happen with mountain weather. We're just going to take the dogs for a quick stroll before it gets too dark and then hold out for the snow.
So the dogs get wet constantly, and when we can't dry everything out as quick as what we need to inside, we thought it was about time that they got their little anoraks. Poor bear has had to have a few minor adjustments. Missing a leg does prove some difficulties in terms of it rotating, but I think we're getting there.
Buddy, you can't eat all the snow.
Watch me.
I can. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be stranded anytime soon, but nonetheless, it's still nice to be up the mountain with a bit of mountain life. It's where we're the happiest, but you never know. We might get another dump later on today, so we'll hunker down till then. He's got 4 legs.
I bought these anoraks for all the rain we weren't getting. I didn't think I'd be using it for snow so soon.
The dogs, they might not look it now, but they were going bonkers a minute ago. They love getting their jackets on and running around in the snow. It's a fairly steep hill going up into the car park, and as we were going down there was a car with the wheels spinning getting stuck, so yeah, it's definitely starting to get a bit treacherous out there now.
Let's go, let's go!
So I was literally just sat here thinking, Starlink's doing pretty well considering how much snow is coming down now. And then it wasn't long after that all the notifications started coming through of what's disconnecting and not loading on the internet. But it's not really surprising because I haven't actually turned the snow melt feature on, and our Starlink setup is a bit different to traditional setup. It's actually inside a cargo box, and it does work, to be fair, but I think I'm gonna have to get up on the roof and clear the snow off the box, because even if I turn the snow melt feature on now, there's no way it's clearing it. I mean, look at, like, the windscreen is completely covered, so there's just tons of it out there. Well, the snow has definitely not let up the last few days. The internet has gone down, so I can only assume that the Starlink box is completely covered in snow. To be fair, I did try a different setting, so you can have always heating or automatic, and I just thought I'd try the automatic and see how it gets on, but quite clearly it's no good, especially in a cargo box. So yeah, I'm going to jump up there, clear the snow, and yeah, put it back on to heating all the time, because at this rate I think we're expecting a bit more snow because that cloud is thick. Oh, and for anyone wondering, yeah, they're poo bags in the back of my shot, and this is where we've fashioned a magnetic strip and hooks. Tracy's just out with the dogs now, but we would have all the dogs' jackets and everything hanging there drying. So yeah, van life realities in cold weather in the snow. Well, it's not exactly surprising that the Starlink's struggling. Look how much snow has come down. There you go, look. All that snow. All that snow. Well, the Starlink's done fairly well, but I think the design of the cargo box lid with these divots seems to attract the snow more. So I've actually got a new idea of how to change that. It's like a winter wonderland up here.
I think I've got more snow on me and the dogs than we ever had when we were in Norway.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within calling. This heavy load got under your skin, howling. You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for a collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey.
So we're still high up in the mountains and there's been a serious amount of snow today. But tonight is the night when the temperature plummets. It's only -3 according to the tyre system. It's -1.4 on the Victron. That always runs a bit cooler because I think the sensor is lower to the ground. But yeah, it's going to be -7. But I reckon up here it'll be even less. So let's see what happens by the morning.
Did you have a nice long snooze? She had a long walk and now you're tired.
So we survived the night and it got down to a reasonable -6.2. I think it actually was colder than that and it could be down to the location of our temperature sensor. So I'll tell you more about that later on. We've had the full range of weather being here. We obviously arrived, there was no snow, then we got dumped on for a few days, then we've had the extremely colder temperatures, and now the wind here, it's going to get mild and it's all just going to turn into one big slushy mess. So I think that's our time to head down the mountain, resupply. We need some groceries, water for the tank, and yeah, I think before we do anything, I need to clear that roof of all the snow. Well, the wind is definitely picking up. Time to leave. Well, I haven't had to do this since the Arctic. Clear the snow off the roof, and yeah, it's definitely a wetter snow than the Arctic. But the thing is, although driving down the mountain it'll melt essentially, I just like to get as much out as I can because it's just going to melt into the nooks and crannies of the van, and you know, there may be a weak point in the roof somewhere. I know that our rear view camera did actually fail because of that exact problem, so yeah, got to clean up the snow. I have to say, I am very grateful for my ski jacket right about now. Woo! like time in our winter wonderland is sadly come to an end. It's honestly the closest I've felt to being out in Europe somewhere. I thought I was going to hear a French accent earlier. It's been amazing up here. We're desperately in need of water, so that's the first priority, and then we need to figure out where we go next. This is like a big touring park in Aviemore, and it's £5 and then they let you fill up. Now Tesco's. So that's us fully resupplied for a couple of days at least. You'll either find us in a fuel stop or a grocery shop, to be honest. We've decided to head to the east side over to Ballater this time. We've never camped there before, so we thought we'd check it out. It's getting dark, no shock there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. So we are on one almighty detour. One of the snow gates was closed, and yeah, we're now going around the houses, and it looks like some of these roads have only literally just been cleared, so fortunately we can get through right now. But it's that time of night and the roads are so skinny that they're all starting to look the same to me, so the only thing that's keeping me sane right now is these laser lamps, because it'd just be so dark otherwise. Right, well, I've tried to film this about 100 times and it keeps raining. I mentioned that we went for a service in the last video and we had a few issues sorted, one of which was the boost hose in here. So there you go, look, there it is there, the hose. It had a little crack on the external. I wasn't sure if it was just superficial, but they recommended getting it replaced anyway, just because, you know, we're heading up to the Arctic and yeah, why not? Okay, so next on the list was actually something under the van this time, and they are some diff and Holdex, like the 4x4 system, breathers for those. Just takes air slightly higher, so if you go into deep water it doesn't flood them. I think that's what their job is. I know you can get an upgrade where it takes the breathers up into the engine bay. I think Volkstrek does those, but either way, yeah, they've been replaced, and I'll be honest, I haven't been under there to check, but he seemed like a trusting guy, so I believe him. Then, not on this service, but something that was done earlier this year. I mentioned earlier, the rear view camera was replaced under warranty, and I think that's because in the Arctic, the whole back of the van was buried in snow, and yeah, water must have just got into the camera system and made it fail. I have heard of other people have the same issue that probably didn't go to the Arctic, so it could just be a weak point in general. But at least that's done, because I tell you what, you definitely miss having a rear view camera in something like this. So apart from the standard oil service, all change that we had done, we also got them to check the coolant level was okay and that the ratio was satisfactory for the super cold temperatures that we'll experience in the Arctic. It had been preset before, so I assumed it would be okay, but you know, as it's in, may as well get them to check, and they said yeah, it should be fine down to like minus 43, I think they said. So that was all good. But a real nuisance issue we had with the sliding door was pinging like it was opening all the time while we were driving. If you saw on a previous video, I assumed it was the dog lead that was getting trapped in the door. It wasn't that. I think another common issue, there's a male and a female part, and the copper or electrical connectors were actually starting to wear in, squeeze in. So I think he said that he just spread those out, and once he'd done that, it was absolutely fine. So fingers crossed we got that sorted, because that was super annoying. But that was our exciting time at MAN in Inverness. So that's me back into the dry and warmth of the van. But I tell you what, that snow up in the mountains over the last few days has been fantastic, and it just reminds us exactly why, one, we love the snow and the dogs, but two, just to be back up in the mountains was amazing. I think in the future, as you know, we keep talking about the Arctic, and we cannot wait to get back up there. That's the real test. Like, the temperatures are crazy, the snow's crazy, everything's crazy. So yeah, it's just great fun, and can't wait to take you along for it. The channel at the moment, I also want to say, is we've had a massive surge of subscribers. So all of you guys that are new out there, welcome along, and just generally thanks to everyone for all your comments, reaching out, liking the new hype thing. You know, it all means the world to us. I think next for us, as you know, we mentioned Womble in the last video, and tomorrow is the CT scan for him to get checked over and see whether anything else has spread. So we're keeping everything crossed that that's going to come back all clear. And then we have some exciting plans which may involve leaving Scotland.